Okay.
Thank you very much, all for coming. We appreciate it. My name is Larry Toole. I'm the state director. We just want to tell you that the campaign is surging ahead. We've got a strong wind behind us. You might say it's a hurricane force wind.
All right.
With the source of that wind, if you will, is here today, and he's going to tell us about some common sense solutions to the problems that are facing Iowa as well as the United States. We're glad you can be here. Without further ado, I would like to say it's my pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to introduce to all of you the next President of the United States, Mr. Herman Cain.
Just delighted. I was so excited. See, I started talking before I was supposed to. But thank you, Larry. Larry's our state director. We're very proud to have Larry on board. And we've got Lisa. She's working. We got Ian. We got Zach. Those are some of the folk that are working and helping to put not only this together, but making sure that we are in the right place at the right time where we ought to be in terms of the campaign. And I can't tell you how thrilled we are to be here to open up our headquarters. I want to also thank some other people who put in a lot of work, who have basically volunteered to be some of our co-chairs for Polk County. Where's Francis and Steve Sloan? Thank you. Francis and Steve Sloan, right? They've agreed to be co-chairs for Polk County. Joseph and Joyce Cassis. This is Joseph. Joyce is not here. She had to be in Vegas. Yeah, right. And for Dallas County, we've got Nate Rowland. Where's Nate? Right, there's Nate back here. You know, when I first met him, he said he wanted to, you told me that you were going to volunteer to help us out. Thank you. Man of his word. Thank you. Warren County GOP Chair, Rick Halverson. Where's Rick? That's Rick back. How, Rick? Good to see you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Story GO. Then we also have a guest here, the GOP chair from Story County, Ivan Moore. Where's Ivan? Right here. Very good, Ivan. Didn't we see each other not long ago when we stopped through Story? A couple of times now. Very good. But I want to thank all of you all for being here. It is a thrill to be here. And it is also a thrill to put our footprint in terms of our headquarters right here in order to let people know, contrary to some people's belief, we're dead serious about Iowa. This is my 23rd time since January 1st that I have been here. We were in Davenport for a luncheon today. It was a standing room only crowd. Had a great time with the Scott County Republican women, and we wanted to be here for this event today so we could thank you for all of your support. Now, just in case you all have been too busy working and trying to take care of the kids or trying to take care of the family, I was in Las Vegas Saturday. I had to be there. I spoke at something called the Conservative Leadership Conference. They had about 500 or 600 people in attendance. Andrew Breitbart was a speaker, I was a speaker, and they did a straw poll before I spoke. And then they announced the results of the straw poll at that particular conference. And I think the results, if I can recall correctly, is that Rick Perry, I think, who isn't even running, came in about third. But the good news is Herman Cain came in first place in that straw poll. All right. I just saw another TIR, what's that? The Iowa Republican. They just released their poll today, and Herman Cain is in third place behind the ones who have the greatest name ID. So we're very happy with that. We're right where we want to be. So We are seeing these kind of results all over the country. Whether it is the Republican Party, the straw poll, the state of Georgia. State of Georgia had their Republican convention about a month ago. They did a straw poll. Now that's also the state where Newt Gingrich hails from. Well, I'm pleased to report again that Herman Cain won the state of Georgia's straw poll by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Wide margin. Back in January, the end of January, when the Tea Party Patriots had their planning conference out in Phoenix, Arizona, and they also did a straw poll. Herman Cain won that straw poll. I tell you that for the following reason. The message of common sense solutions is connecting with people. And I'll tell you one other thing that is definitely connecting with people. Somebody who has never held political office before is connecting with people. And here's why. I describe my approach to problem solving, and people get it. There are a lot of people who treat the American voters like they're stupid. We're not stupid. We know what's going on. And more people are, in fact, connecting with my message of common sense and my approach to problem solving. I just published a new little booklet. I don't think we have one of them here. Not here yet. Little booklet called Leadership Requires Leadership. No, that's the second one. The first one, let me have a copy of the first one. Now the first one has the common sense solutions, okay? This is the one where I outline my approach to many of the issues we face. National security, the economy, entitlement spending, immigration, and on and on. And it's very common sense. And then I've just released another little booklet that you can get to at hermancain.com. It's on leadership. I explain to people how I plan to lead this nation, which is the same leadership approach I've used when I was at the Pillsbury Company, or Burger King, or Godfathers, or the National Restaurant Association. It has worked in all of those situations, and I happen to believe it'll work coming out of the White House in terms of how we get our hands around many of the problems that we face. So I invite you to go to the website hermancain.com and take a look at the information that we have there, and we may have some of those leadership brochures for you before we leave. Because I'm not afraid to let people know how I lead, and I'm also not afraid to let people know what I call guiding principles. One of the questions that I often get asked, what makes you think you could run the United States of America? Even though you have run small businesses, you run medium-sized businesses. I've also run a big business. It's called the National Restaurant Association, that has 13 million employees, second in size only to the government. Yes, I ran the National Restaurant Association. What do you mean, just small businesses? But the thing about it is, it does not matter the size if you have what I call guiding principles for how you're going to get the job done. That's all the American people want. Just get the job done. They're sick and tired of excuses. They're sick and tired of the blame game. They're sick and tired of indecisiveness. They're sick and tired of all of that. And I'm very upfront with where I stand on a lot of the issues. Sometimes that bothers people. It makes them uncomfortable because I'm real clear about where I stand on things. But the other thing is, I have always had a set of guiding principles. And I developed my guiding principles for my campaign, which will be the guiding principles that I will use as President of the United States of America. If you have guiding principles, then the people that you surround yourself with will know what my expectations are and how we plan to do things. As President of the United States, you possibly can't make every decision. That's the problem with having over 3 dozen czars. Who's in charge? And so I have a set of guiding principles. Do I have that chart here? Thank you, Vanna. Okay, we got people who want to try to come on in. So is there room to move a little tighter around this way? What a nice problem to have. Let's see if we can get some more folk on here. Yeah, come on around. I know you're not. You're not shy. Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't recognize you. How are you?
Been a while.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This guy, I'm speechless. He used to be the president of a company whose board I served on. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks a lot. Great to have you here.
You bet.
And so what I have developed, such that my staff will not misrepresent me and people will know where I'm coming from on a lot of these issues, it provides us sort of like some, a roadmap, some guiding principles. I call them my mature leadership and common sense guiding principles. Let me just do a couple of them as an example. Number one, do what's right. Now that might sound like a no-brainer. But if you don't tell the people, that you expect for us to do what's right first and not what's politically right, they might decide to do something differently. Let's start with what's the right thing to do for the American people, not what's politically right or politically palatable. Second, help those who help themselves. The problem with too many of the social programs, they have gone from assistance programs and they now are referred to as entitlement programs. No, they need to be restructured. If somebody's willing to help themselves, guess what? Then I believe that as a compassionate nation, I don't mind helping people. But I will not continue to promote programs that makes Uncle Sam look like Uncle Sucker. We have got to stop being suckers. To help themselves. We're going to restructure Medicare. We're going to restructure Social Security. We're going to restructure the Medicaid program. I believe in block granting the Medicaid dollars to the states and allow the states to make decisions. Another one of my guiding principles. Empowerment replaces entitlements. We will no longer be an entitlement society. I want to empower the states to make more of the decisions that the states ought to make. I want to empower businesses by putting some fuel in that engine which should be driving the economy. I want to empower individuals by getting the government's taxes and regulations off our backs, out of the way, and out of our pockets. Empower people, empower businesses, and we will have a much more empowered United States of America. Oh, and by the way, we are an exceptional nation, and I'll never apologize for our greatness. Never apologize for it. I've lived my American dreams. I have lived my American dreams and then some. Why? Despite the problems that this nation that we have had, it's still the greatest nation in the world. My dad and my mom both walked off farms at the age of 18 with just the clothes on their backs. They taught me to believe in God, believe in myself, and to believe in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. They didn't teach me how to be a victim. They didn't teach me how to scam the government. No, they taught me that you're not going to find a better place in this world to be able to live out your American dreams. They were able to achieve theirs. And they started with the only kind of equity they have, sweat equity. That's a novel idea for some folk. Maybe a few more people need to get the idea that if you want something in this country, you need to sweat for it, and not expect somebody to basically give it to you. Guiding principle number 4, success is your choice.
Yeah.
And so is failure. You can choose to succeed or you can choose to fail. People who want to play oh po me, that won't work with a Herman Cain presidency. America is going to choose to be the